Oh, I'm live. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I thought I'd come out on this evening and talk to you all for just a second. I'm gonna try to use my regular normal camera's not on me voice. I'm gonna try. I've been thinking a lot, and I've been talking with God about this new year. Um God shows up. Well, he's always there, but he reveals things to us in his time. Um the dates and the years and things like that was, you know, named by man and established by man. God created time for us, but 365 days in a year and things like that, that's for us to be able to keep up with time. But God exists outside of time. So, we may be wondering why this hasn't happened in a certain amount of time, or why that hadn't happened in a certain amount of time. And it's just not appointed yet. But be sure that when it's appointed, it will show up. The thing is to work on you. Work on you. Work toward, just pretend you already have it. That's how you prepare yourself for whatever God has for you. Just picture it and said, okay, God, if it's in your will, it'll come to pass. We are overexerting ourselves trying to make things happen. Because, okay, we believe God, we're going to believe it's going to happen. But we're trying to make it happen. We're trying to manipulate time and make things happen. Instead of just, okay, it's going to happen. Let me be as prepared for it. Let me be prepared for it. Let me work on me. There are some things that God has not released yet, because you're out here fooling people. You're out here putting on a show and putting on a front for people. And God knows you're not ready. And be honest, you deep down in your heart know that you are not ready for it. And sometimes it's not even what you really want. It's not even what you want, it's the perks that comes with it. Let me use a husband for an example. I'm gonna talk to the women. I'm gonna use husband, being married, as an example. Sometimes, sweetie, you want a husband simply because you're dealing with issues and validation. A lot of times you can want a husband and desire a husband just because you have low self-esteem, and you think that a man choosing you will give you a certain status, will give you a certain position, and people will look at you differently because you have a husband. You're Mrs. Such and such. Sometimes you don't really want and desire. Your life is not even ready to be a wife. Your life is not even ready for a man to come and try to make room to be in your life. You're just dealing with some self-confidence issues, some self-esteem issues, some validation issues. And a lot of times we'll mask that behind, quote unquote, a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. We'll get out here, we'll get into church, and we'll get into all these activities, and we'll go to all these places and do all these things, and to look like we are just so ready, And we're so ready to be submitted, and and really it's all a facade. And all you're trying to do is fill the emptiness, instead of just saying, you know what, I'm okay without being married right now. I'm okay without a husband. I'm going to allow God to work on me. So if a man comes along, I will truly desire to be a helpmeet to somebody. Not, oh, I have a status now and I have a title now, and with the husband becomes this and comes that, in some level of security. We could be desiring a husband simply because we have abandonment issues from childhood. That's why a lot of people have children. A lot of women will have babies because that's guaranteed somebody that's going to love them and somebody that's going to be there. And the child can hardly grow up and go on and live their own lives because they're holding on to that child, because they had that child because they needed somebody to love and they wanted somebody to love them back. And now they're holding on to the child as if their life is over because the child is grown up and gone to live their own lives. But it's the same thing with this marriage thing. This is the same thing with wanting a ring thing. You just want somebody in the house with you. Just want somebody to help you pay your bills. And the fact of the matter is, if you link up with the wrong man, you can be even more lonely in the house, married, with a man in the house with you, and can be lonely. And I'm going to say this, and I'm just going to put it out there. I don't know who's going to share this. I don't know who's going to discuss this. I don't know. But God is not asleep, and his people are not asleep. And there are levels when it comes to the things of God. And some of us have a trained eye. Some of us have a gift to see past your facade. You just want somebody to see you. You feel like you're not being seen. And that's why you're doing all these antics and everything, and it looks like you just living your life. I'm living my best life. It looks like you just doing your thing. And, one minute you want people in your business, the next minute you don't want people in your business, but you put your business on Facebook. You want attention. You want to be seen. And that's okay. Just acknowledge it and seek the Lord. Seek healing. And the people that he send along to speak into your life, might not be always the people that you want to hear from. But there are some serious abandonment issues going on, serious issues of loneliness. There's a lot of heartbreak that's been buried. And you're thinking, oh, I'm past it. I've moved on. It could be 10, 20, 30 years ago. I've passed it. I've moved on. I'm all right. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because you're acting out to the point you don't even really know what you want. You say you want one thing, and your actions, and especially with this Facebook, where Facebook is a big outlet. A lot of, and just like in real life, a lot of what you try to hide, God got people out here with gifts that can see, that can see exactly what you're trying to hide. And you'll call them a hater. You'll say they're getting in your business. They're rah, 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 rah. But you can't say you wasn't warned. You're hurting. You don't know which way to turn. And you're sad about it. And you want to look happy. And you want to look like you have it all together. But if you pay attention, most of the people who look like they have it all together on these social media platforms and everything are the ones that are really falling apart on the inside. And it's okay. Just give it to God. Give it to God. Give it to God and stop making a fool out of yourself on these social media platforms. Some of us can see. Okay? Some of us can see it. And no, your business may not be my business, but I'm about God's business. And God is about your healing by any means necessary. If you have a staph infection, and I'm just using this because a lot of times if you ever had a boil or know somebody that had a boil, it has to be lanced. You have a staph infection and somebody come in there and lance that doggone staph infection. And then after they lance it, that's painful. Then they squeeze it to get all the infection out of it and release the pressure. So everybody that God sends along, it ain't going to make you feel good. Everybody that God sends along ain't going to tell you what you want to hear. Everybody that God sends along ain't going to be somebody that you want to see or hear from. But you need to receive it. You need to receive it because you're hurting, and you're bleeding all over social media. You want attention, trying. The thirst is real. Okay? Don't listen to Sprite, obey your thirst. Listen to God. He is the living water. He has everything you need. Just like he ministered to the woman at the well. It's okay. It's okay. Ruth was about her business. Ruth was not looking for Boaz. Ruth was about her business. Boaz discovered her. We got to stop medicating with stuff, with marriage, with children, with this, with that, on Facebook, on social media, even with ministry, using it to medicate. Let's just seek God and be honest with yourself. And submit yourself to the word of the Lord. And submit yourself to the people that God sent into your life and place into your life. You're hurting. You're hurting. And I vowed by the Spirit of the true and living God that nobody around me, if I think that the enemy is after them, if I sense the spirit of suicide or depression or low self-esteem or anxiety, because I can recognize it, because I had to deal with it myself. And I'm going to speak to that thing, and you can just be mad about it. And that's why I'm on this doggone social media right now, because some of us are living double lives. I promise you, I'm not. This ain't about me, but I'm telling you, before social media, you could find me at the laundromat, at the grocery store, at the dollar store, anywhere. If somebody needed a word, if somebody opened up and needed to hear a word from God, I'm going to give it to them. So, you can catch me anywhere. Okay? And you might catch me when I ain't examine myself daily. Like the Apostle Paul said, you might catch me slipping a little bit too. Say, oh Lord, she need prayer. Help her, Lord. Because we all need each other. We all need each other. But I'm going to speak to that thing. And I will come on this social media. I will come on this platform, sure enough, that they let me go live. And I'm going to speak to that thing. Stop it. Stop making a fool out of yourself. You are enough. God said you are enough. You are calling him a liar. Getting out here, doing all this crazy stuff for attention. Posting all this crazy stuff for attention. You're calling God a liar. He is not a liar. His word cannot come back void. Stop it. All right? God bless you all, and Happy New Year.